Keep trying, bro. Keep trying. Keep trying. Like, there's so much power in the word trying, bro. Trying means you're not giving up. Trying means you wake up every single day and you say to yourself, I'm gonna go. Trying means that even when people tell you, like, bro, you're not good enough, you know, take no for an answer. Trying for me is going against the grain, going against like what's popular, going against feeling like, damn, what if I have to start over again? Who cares, man?
From Cnr Juta De Beer, imini nomsindisi wesizwe, umvelisi Nqango umelisi wesizwe, formerly known as Wazi Madonsela, bringing you a show about creative entrepreneurs live from the landmark that not only birth SA street culture, but also formalize the street hustle.
Cnr Juta De Beer, very special edition, very long time coming edition. Followed this guy, didn't follow back. Wanted this guy on, he didn't come on. As you'd have the universe say, it was all in due time. Stephen Obi,
Yes, sir.
Baka is nice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mr. Set Life, photographer, content creator, style guy, fly guy.
Trying, though.
Consistently trying to tell your story even better. I think the one rule I now have for myself, if I get on set and I see Steven, I'm renegotiating my contract in no time.
What the hell, right?
Because there's a budget, clearly.
I'm gonna say, I feel like we good enough. You know, people always, I think people have this like perception that like, oh no, we expensive. I feel like we are like any other photographers, any other creators, any other production house. You know,
I think the thinking comes purely also because of the quality of work.
Definitely.
And the quality of brands you partner with.
Oh, yeah.
Because every time I've seen you on the set, it's like, oh, damn. Oh, damn. I've heard dudes being flown out just to work with you.
Yeah.
So how have you gotten from the point when you were just, let me hold my dad's camera, to we currently building our biggest office to date?
I think to this day, I always say it's a miracle, man. I can't explain it. All I can say is, and it's something I've constantly said to everyone, I just feel like I'm God's favorite. You know, a lot of times things don't make sense to me, and I think I've kind of relinquished myself from feeling like I need to explain this journey or how this journey came about. So I just leave it to the simple sentence of, this is God's will. This is God's vision, God's ideologies, God kind of like channeling all these blessings through me. You know, like you said earlier, for me, having my dad's camera, I felt like I was meant for something greater. You know, I had the itch, you know, for artistry, I had the itch for, you know, telling my stories, you know. I used to say creating dope I don't know if I'm allowed to swear in this, you know, creating dope shit, bro. Like, I just love that feeling. And over the years, I think, you know, through like just dedication, perseverance, you know, not taking no for an answer, we kind of got to this point now. So, yeah.
You take photos at your school dances.
Yeah.
You take photos at the school events. Are you aware that you're doing coverage? Or is that something that comes in when you finally have to just start charging?
I mean, then, no, actually. Weird enough, I didn't really understand the business side of what the industry had to offer. I feel like a lot of young guys back then also didn't know. So for me, I didn't see it as like me being taken advantage of or me offering my service for free. It was just like, I really love what I do, and I loved capturing people and also kind of seeing their reactions when I supplied them with the footage that I just shot, you know. So I think the smiles, you know, the moms, you know, to be like, yo, you made my daughter's, you know, MD special, you made my son's so on and so forth. Like, we used to have rugby matches, and I'd just be there snapping away from a distance because I know you probably want to see that afterwards. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, that moment to you, it's insignificant. To any other person, it's insignificant, but to that person, it's like, damn, my first try, you know, my first match, my first team match, you know. There's so many things that go behind everything, and intentionality, I think, goes a long way. So I think that was me. For me then, it wasn't that I was being taken advantage of. I just loved that feeling of like, damn, so you did that.
You've been in the game as a photographer for like 10 plus years now.
Yeah.
You only started really getting paid 4 years ago.
Yep. Damn, how the hell do you know all these stuff? That's crazy.
I be researching
That's
everything.
insane.
I be researching everything. What was the perseverance like? Because we both live in a world at a time where we're seeing everyone's win in real time.
Yeah.
So you 6 years deep, you're like, this thing is still not connecting. This thing still doesn't make financial sense.
Yeah.
But you still had the perseverance. How did you get there?
The story I always say to people is that, like, being a photographer then was not a cool thing. Like, you're weird. Like, bro, this guy have a camera, bro. We're trying to enjoy. Like, I think social media kind of made it cool to create content and to have a camera in your hand. But then if you were doing that, it was like, damn, this guy really loves what he's doing. So the reason why I always shy away from telling people I've been in the game for 10 years is because, one, like you just said, I only really started making a name for myself and actually making money from this maybe like the past 4 years. But in the 10 years, those were the hours. Those were the long nights. Those were the me and varsity grinding the whole night. Like, even to buy my first camera, you know, I used to have like sales, like 100 Rand for a shoot. Like, that existed. You know what I'm just saying? That was me trying to hone into this craft, hone into what I believe in. And also, like I said earlier, like, just not taking no for an answer. Like, I had to get it. And I knew I was gonna get it. I knew I had to get to this point. How I get there, it's a story for another day, but I knew the grind had to start, you know? So perseverance, it's not something I lacked, but it's something I knew, okay, these are the steps that I need to take to get to that point. 10 years, did I feel it? No. But the 4 years now, I'm feeling it like, damn, I've been in this, you know? So, you know.
You get so good at this thing that we start paying you.
Yeah.
You get so good at this thing. It's like, I've envisioned events that we didn't get the budgets for.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, I need the Set Life budget. Yo, please call Rendani, bother Rendani.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I need the quote.
Yeah.
I just need the quote.
Just need the quote.
I just need the quote.
Sound like,
so that when I justify my costings, it's
Yeah.
like Set
Yeah.
Life is the
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Because also,
Yeah.
your brand has gotten to a point where if you're saying your coverage is by Set Life, there's a different understanding from brands.
Yeah.
How have you built that relationship?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times when we're dealing with brands, they don't want to pay us on time.
Yeah.
They don't want to pay our price.
Yeah.
And they also always trying to over extract the
Yeah.
value.
Yeah. I would say, one, you know, reliability. Like, a lot of brands want to know this person is reliable. Like, if you're gonna say you're gonna do something, do it. There's also a fine line between going above and beyond and also being taken advantage of. You know what I'm just saying? So finding that balance, finding that, you know-how to build the relationships, to have those conversations, you know, because these are people too, you know, in as much as they are brands, there's people behind those brands. You know what I mean? So you're able to have conversations with them, like, what do you expect out of this? What do you want? You know, what is the vision? You know, we like to have this type of conversation with our clients. Be like, yo, okay, like, how do you see this event going? Like, do you want to make it trend? Do you want to make it pop? You know, do you want just simple, whatever? And usually the budget usually aligns with what they want. So usually if a client has, you know, the more high-end budget, you know the expectations is high because they really want to go off. So you have to show off. You have to come. We used to say we're assembling the Avengers because the Avengers are coming to destroy. Like, we want to take over. When people see this event, they'll be like, oh, I wish I was there. And usually that's what brands want. So I think we've built this brand to kind of be, you know, to be easily linked with quality. So when you think Set Life, you think quality. And really, do we try to do away with that? Even if it's a small gig, even if it's a small event, you know you'll still get that Set Life quality. That way, when a client has budget, those guys were able to do that with this. Imagine what they can do with that. That's...
I've had like the worst experience ever.
Yeah.
I lost a memory card.
Yeah.
Like, everyone is going to tell you, be good at your thing, show up on time.
Yeah.
You do all of that.
Yeah.
And then you don't come right
to
footed.
I always thought I would never experience that a day in my life. But we did, unfortunately. It was bad. It was really bad. Mind you, I want to set the tone. We were shooting this 2-day campaign, and oh my God. And like, this specific shot, bro, I kid you not, this specific shot, this is the money shot. Yeah. This is the shot that we're like, do you know what? Yeah, this is the one we're investing. They had prop stylists, you know. It was the one. I recorded it. Mind you, I was even vlogging, right? Like, I've got a YouTube channel and everything. I was vlogging this whole thing. I get home. So how they usually break it down is, okay, cool. Because usually these type of brands, they usually shoot for the year.
Yeah.
So you would have covered December, Christmas, whatever, everything in that 2 days, right? And this was their main KV, the key visual, you know? We delivered the first, okay, we're doing the January delivery drop. Okay, sharp, edit that, rock it. Oh, love it, Set Life, because of the best. Second one, oh, we're on a roll. The main key visual now, okay, Steven, we're gonna need that by next week. I was like, nah, say less. I go on, so check it out. The file is not there. I'm like, because you're like, cool. I slow down. I said, just breathe. Maybe I'm just, you know, go back. Okay. Now, you know when you're in denial, start gaslighting yourself like, nah, man, you're tweaking, boy. You know, sleep, wake up. You know, I wake up the next day, nothing. I check all my cards, nothing. I'm like, there's no way I didn't shoot this. Like, I know I shot this. I checked everything.
Called everyone.
Every single person you can think of. And the thing is, the people around me knew the significance of this clip. So it was like, you're screwed at this point, you know? To this day, I don't even know how we wiggled out of that, quite frankly. We just made it. Like, we have built this great relationship with the brand that somehow they were like, you know what? Let's stitch this like this, do this like that. Hey, you know, things happen. And I was like, damn. To that day, I was like, I will never put myself in that position again. I will always make sure I back up a file there and there, twice. I'm gonna relook every single scenario and make sure that we get it right. So yeah, man, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Don't want to ever go through that again. But yeah, back up your files. Trust me.
I've entered an era where people who I don't know now know my work.
Ooh.
But
you're a superstar, boy. Come on, I'm telling you this, bro.
Inshallah. So I entered that era, but now there's a new era.
Yeah.
Where I'm being perceived by people I've always known.
Excellent.
They've known me, the human.
Okay.
They didn't know the work.
Ooh.
How's that adjustment been like for you? Because I remember this one day I was chilling, we're at some party, and Label comes to me. It's like, yo, here's the thing you need to get. People won't know how to talk to you anymore because you're a new person.
Damn.
I didn't get it that time. It's like, my guy is drunk.
Damn.
We had a vibe.
Yeah.
How's that been like for you? Because now it's no longer, yo, Steven, I need extra hands, come help. Now it's like,
Damn, we need this. And
yo, Set Life, how do you actually charge? Because to a certain extent, even people you looked up to now call you looking for opportunity.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the thing to fly for audio. Sure. To be honest with you, I don't know. I'm a bit of a weird one, right? I've been told numerous times, you know, from like family, friends, stuff like, dude, like, Dom, do you know who you are, bro? Because for me, I'm still the same guy who I was when I started. Like I'm still open to certain type of conversations. I'm still open to be an assistant on set for someone, you know. For me, just because we've got to this point doesn't mean that like my know-how and my people skills are now at a point where I'm like, I'm bigger than this. You know what I'm trying to say? I still try to be as humble as I possibly can. I still try to apply myself in places that I don't even have to be at, quite frankly. So I don't know. I think I take it as it comes. I think that's the best way I can say it. I take it as it comes. I have no real, you know, script to say, hey man, from this to this is how I am now. Because I'm still the same Steven that was 10 years ago, still the same Steven right now. You know, it's only obviously different now because now it's like, bruh, hey man, I got bills. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, I'm genuinely just still the same guy, you know.
You've covered like the whole sphere of photography. You come in just taking pictures of people, you do the portraits, you do the matric dance, you do the birthday dinners, then you elevate and you move into video, you do the content creation. I think the first time I saw you in real life, we were having lunch at some joint on Keys.
Yeah.
And then we saw Pam. I was like, damn, that's Pam. You know? And then I'm like, oh, that's that guy everyone always talks about, right?
Yeah.
You've gone from content creation.
Yeah.
And you've seen the people you shoot.
Yeah.
Now become household brands.
Yeah.
How's that been? Just you consuming it where it's like, yo, I'm seeing your growth. As much as I'm growing, like we went from, I wish a brand would pay us to like, yo, homie, we got the craziest bag now. Pull through with that idea.
Oof, bro. To be honest with you, like I said with the previous one, I think I take it as it comes. You know what I'm trying to say? I'll give you one great example. It's like your Pams, like you just said now. You know, this is a joke that we always say amongst each other. Like when we started working with Pam, she was one of the first people to give me an opportunity in terms of video. Like, okay, because I didn't have much. Like, and we laugh about it to this day. Where I'm like, she was like, send me some of your previous work. This is the first time we work together. I sent her some tattoo video, you know, and she was like, bro, not you sending me some random ass tattoo videos to see just us both individually growing and being successful in our own fields and still working together. You know, I think we have that deeper understanding now where it's like, some things don't even need to be said. I kind of know what she wants. You know, she kind of knows what she's getting in return. You know what I mean? So it's like, let's just do this. Let's just push. So now I think it's even at a point where it's like, whatever win she gets, it's not even a surprise anymore. Because I'm like, dude, like I've been telling you.
You that guy.
You that guy, bro. Like for me, I think she's arguably one of the biggest, if not the biggest, you know?
Pam, come to the show.
Hell yeah, come to the show, Pam. She got to. But yeah, man. Like I think that's just what it is.
Bro, you've grown your brand, but the biggest part is that you grow your team.
Yeah. Yeah.
How's that been? A lot of us get the money, and we don't know how to navigate with the money because one, the industry we're in is not sustainable.
Yeah. It
It's
fluctuates.
like no one is trying to put you on retainer.
That is true.
They want to call you every time short
That is
notice,
true.
but
That is
they
true.
don't want to
That
put you
is
on
true.
retainer.
It's very hard. Keep in mind, we've had the same core team for like years, probably 4+ years.
Years.
You know what I'm trying to say? No, and it's like, for me, I struggle with, and they always say, like, I'm also trying to navigate between like business and like friendship and thingy. You know, I had to kind of learn actually only of recent to be like, you know what, hey man, at the end of the day, it's business, bro. You know, so not everybody got to be your friend. Not everybody you have to trust. It's like they're coming for the common purpose of elevating this brand to go to the next level. It's like if you go to any other corporate job, you know, you're there to do a task, whether you're homies or whether you're not homies, the task still has to be done. I think learning that, and then also, I think now the hardest part is kind of seeing that, okay, cool. Being able to identify what area you are in terms of your career, the industry, and also now saying, okay, cool, what do I need to service my client better? You know, we're in the client service delivery, so it's like, if your client is happy, you in turn then reap the benefits of that. You know what I'm trying to say? So if your client is saying, hey man, you're low on deadlines, like, you know, you thingy, you need to know, okay, I need more hands. You can't do it alone. And that's what I struggled with for a very long time. I want to micromanage everything. Because when we put on my vision, I'm a bit, like, you know, can it be this way, you know? But I'm realizing now, especially with the type of clients that we deal with, that like, it's almost impossible for me to do it alone. It's actually impossible, you know? So growing the team is just identifying areas in which you need to grow in and then applying and moving accordingly within the corporate sphere and corporate understanding and meaning behind everything. So yeah, man. So I think, I think that's about it, actually. Yeah.
You grow the business, you grow the brands.
Yeah.
Now you're scaling.
Yeah.
You're keeping receipts now.
Joe, my brother, if I tell you, you know one thing they don't tell you about in this industry, it's like you get the fast money. Like when you first start out, it's like, oh shit, guys, like, you know, oh, I just got a 2,000 foot, spend it. 10K, spend it. 50, spend it. Then you realize that the size of risers is watching you. You know, they see you spend, they're like, hey man, you do your thing. But I think, like I said earlier, once you get to a point where it's time to grow, you start realizing like, hey man, I can't live the life that I used to. If you want to build longevity, if you want to build sustainability, you need to realize that, okay, cool, getting your numbers right, knowing how much you earn, knowing how much you actually can spend. You know, I think that's what essentially what I was trying to say earlier is that back then, when I first got money, it was like, whoa, this money is mine. I can change the world by, you know, accumulating this, like stuff that made me happy. You know what I'm trying to say? I used to give myself this excuse that like, you know, as long as I'm motivated, you know, so I didn't go buy some dumb shit. You know what I'm trying to say? As long as I'm motivated, yeah, make me want to rock up tomorrow. Nah, man. Now it's like you actually have to know, okay, cool. Certain amount of money needs to go to the government, certain amount of money needs to go into savings, certain amount of money needs to go into actually keeping the business afloat and growing it in the level in which it's supposed to grow at. So, yeah.
Everyone always asks this question, right? Yo, you were working with Jägermeister. Yo, you were working with Momentum.
Yeah.
How are you getting business now? Are you pitching for business? What's the strategy to keep the books afloat?
A bit of both. And also a bit of word of mouth. Building great relationships with these brands, you know, having, you know, the insights to be like, hey guys, you know, how you guys doing? You know, hit them up from time to time. Sometimes you do pitch in the sense of like, hey, guys, we think we'd really kill this. You know, through networking, you know, you get to thingy through, connects. I think that's what it comes down to, like connects, building a brand that's also well reputable. So if people see like, if you think of Set Life, you're already like, shit, I know these guys. They're known for this. You know, I think we've put ourselves in a position in terms of the industry that is like, and I think it was genius though. I'll give myself props on that actually. I feel like the name, bro. like the name. But I feel like Set Life is one of those names where it's like, bro, Set Life. Because any random person that's not even part of Set Life Studios is gonna say, oh, I'm on set, or Set Life, or whatever. And you think of, oh, these guys. Or if you search it, you see our name. So I think just being top of mind, conversating, delivering great quality work. Because at the end of the day, what are you without great quality work, you know? And just being likable people, you know? Yeah, I think that's just how we, in terms of getting the brands, retaining the brands, and even getting more brands. Because once that brand sees it, they're like, oh, damn, these guys are actually like good quality and they deliver. Let's use them for this brand and that brand. And then it's just like a domino effect. It just keeps coming. So yeah.
You shoot everything, but no, you the face.
Down.
You on the ad now.
Down.
What was that juxtaposition?
I don't know. When I say I'm used to it, no. I'm still at a point where I feel like, shit, okay. If it comes, it comes. If it don't come, it don't come. You know, because at the end of the day, I'm enjoying this to be in front. There was once a time in my life where I wanted to be in front of the camera, and I wanted to be an actor, bro. Like I was that guy. Dramatic arts in high school. I used to be killing with that shit. I used to do monologues. What? You know, type of vibes. Like that was my thing. What? That was my thing. You know, get into this industry, and remember, like I said earlier, it wasn't a popularity thing. You weren't known. Like being a photographer wasn't cool like the way it is now. Sure. All of a sudden, like I think through certain projects that I worked on, my following grew. Like I would walk into a mall and be like, yo, you Steven, bro, can I take a photo? That was so weird to me. It was like an odd thing. So I wasn't used to that. It's not a culture that I'm used to. Like my mind, even still to this day, it feels like, huh? Like I just take pictures, bro. Like, you know, what makes you see me as someone that like, damn, like I want to be like this guy, you know? So I'm getting used to that. I'm getting used to the idea of like, hey, saying, you know, brands are like, dude, like you get into a point where people aspire to be like you. So we want to like use you for these campaigns so you can like, you know, kind of reach out to more like kids who want to go into this type of industry, who want to, you know, walk in the same footsteps you do. And I'm embracing it, you know, not to say that like, hey, it's something what I joined for, but I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool, actually.
I always say if you were born in the 90s and you're a dude, I don't trust you if you never tried to rap.
I was actually a rapper.
Tried to rap. How did you know?
To this day.
How did you know it's time to just like let go? This is not my strongest part.
My parents. My parents, bro. Oh, the ops, bro. Bro, I had mixtapes. Sure, I had whatever you can think of. I did it, bro. I performed, you know. But I think for me, it was like, I've always seen myself as a creative individual. So everything I did, so I drew. At some point, I had my graffiti stage. At some point, I had my graphic design stage, my dancing stage, you know. And I even used to teach people how to dance at some point, you know, how to crump. Like, it was a whole thing, bro. I was
a buff guy teaching
you know what I'm saying? No, but I wasn't always this big, though, shit. Then I was like a small kid with a big-ass head. You know what I'm saying? They used to call me Stumble. It's all good, though. I forgive y'all.
Shout out Stumble.
Hey, man.
Stumble with the 16 bars.
You get it. But the rap thing, I think the rap thing ended in grade... That was no, I'm lying. I was grade 10. Yeah, I think my parents sat me down. They're like, "Look, listen. Yeah, my brother. That's a bit.
Little Obi.
Yeah." And I used to go by the name of Young Stunner. Don't laugh, bro. Like,
what team you want, bro?
Oh, man, it was bad. But I mean, see, I got a couple hits, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, they sat me down. They said, "Hey, bro, it's time, bro. Wrap that up."
I asked them to ask is... I think the reason you got so successful at a young age, because you haven't touched 30 yet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think the reason you got so successful at a young age is because you sucked at so many things that it grew your ability to withstand not being good at something.
Yeah.
It also allowed for you to also know when to let go of something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's something that should always be highlighted there.
Yeah.
Like, as a young dude, as a young person, you really need to try.
It's what I always say to people, actually. Like, for me, when I say I'm a creative and I try every literal creative thing you can do, the moment I found just freezing moments, I felt like I had superpowers, bro. Like, I didn't start great. It's not like then I was like, oh, this, like I was the guy in Bram taking pictures, like, yo, can I take a photo? You type of
Overexposed photos.
my brother. What do you think? Type of vibes, you know? And I think as the years went by and like my mindset changed and my outlook on what a photograph is changed, I think I started slowly realizing like, damn, I messed around and found out I'm good at this. I was like, oh snap, okay. I remember I had a mental breakdown in Joburg the one time with my dad, and I still thank him for this decision actually to this day, where he was like, bro, you need to leave Joburg. Like, Joburg is not for you. Like, Joburg is consuming you at this point. I always felt like I'm behind. I always felt like I'm not the greatest at anything. And I was just kind of like in the middle, just coasting through life, you know? And I think Joburg has this culture of like, in Joburg, you'll feel that like you're not cool. Like, unless you know the peoples. But if you are a child, bro, like you'll be the guy who's at the back, you know? So I think leaving Joburg was kind of the best decision I ever made, you know, to go study in Porch. And I think then the first thing I said to myself when I actually touched down in Portugal was like, damn, nobody knows me here and I can literally reinvent myself. And that's what I did. Hit the ground running. I was like, okay, cool. Hit up my humble Aura who lived in the same apartment block as me, our res, and we just started cooking and slowly started building momentum. The one shoot, the next shoot.
Shout out to momentum.
Sure. I'm trying to tell you. That's actually tough. You know, started building from one shoot to another, and then traction started. And then for some weird reason, that popularity blossomed from Porch, went straight to Joburg, and I got my first big branded campaign. I wasn't like a normal come and shoot thing. I was like a brand. Like I was like, oh my God. At the time, I thought I was a billionaire because, I mean, it was not a lot of money. I think it was like 5K, to be honest with you. Yeah, I thought I was cooking. As a varsity kid, sheesh,
with no bills?
Couldn't tell me nothing, dog. I went to McDonald's, said like, you pick. I'll tell me what you want, right? Give me let me get one and everything. So me, you know.
You got the starter and the dessert.
Bro, it was insane. It was insane. So I think, yeah, man, that's kind of been the journey, and I wouldn't change it for anything.
I think this is my favorite interview so far this year.
Oh man.
What's your word to the youth?
Keep trying, bro. Keep trying. Keep trying. Like, there's so much power in the word trying, bro. Trying means you're not giving up. Trying means you wake up every single day and you say to yourself, I'm gonna go. Trying means that even when people tell you, like, bro, you're not good enough, you know, take no for an answer. Trying, for me, is going against the grain, going against like what's popular, going against feeling like, damn, what if I have to start over again? Who cares, man? I think that's what it was for me. Like, I wasn't always, and this is, I don't even want to get emotional because this ties back to like the youth, like to me. Like I'm reflecting on, I think the day I decided to make that switch, the day I decided to say, you know what, I'm doing this for me and for no one else. You know, I fought hard, bro. I fought hard. Getting to this point, it didn't come easy. It wasn't a fly-by-night thing. And I think a lot of the mindsets of a lot of individuals these days is like, if I just have this preset, we put on, make quick little buck. Like, sure, it's cool, you get to the money faster, but what are you gonna remind you? Like, what are you gonna be remembered for? I think that's the word. What type of legacy do you want to leave behind? You know, I want when people think of the name Steven, when they think of the name Set Life, they think of the guy who never gave up. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why a lot of kids, I think, gravitate towards me because they're like, I know your story. The amount of times I've heard that, kids are like, bro, I know your story, man. I know your story. I feel like they're living vicariously through me, if that's the right way to put it. They feel like, you know, because I didn't shy away from documenting the process. So I've had YouTube channels where it's constantly about my journey, how I started, you know, how I pushed, how I had to persevere, how I started from, you know, literally one 100 Rand shoots in Porch, you know, to try to get my first camera, surviving off Fat Cake City, because like I knew the dream was bigger than me. I knew the dream was something I wanted to live and something I wanted to experience and have and to tell my story in the way I wanted to tell it. Even down to even creating the colors that I have now in terms of like my stills. That's something that people always might remember me for, is that when the industry wanted to go this way, I wanted to go that way. Warm wasn't a thing. It was like, oh bro, when I'm good now, I'm orange. You know what I'm trying to say?
Gotta look like the Dark Knight.
You get what I'm trying to say? But I was like, bro, I want that feel good, man. I want to hold. And I think that's just what it is. I think that's my advice. Just keep trying, man. You just never know how far you can take it.
No, for real, because we're shooting this at Set Life.
I'm telling you right now. Crazy part about it is no one even knows yet. I haven't made no post, haven't talked about it, haven't shared it yet.
How do you keep your wins your wins? Because we have so much access to the world from our phones that we forget that sometimes your achievement is really your achievement. It was your aspiration.
I think the people around me, I'm the type of person who just goes. I don't celebrate my wins. I don't even see them as wins at times because I'm so locked into what I want for the next couple of years that like the people around me kind of like say, dude, you just hit a milestone, bro. Like you did that. We used to have a studio in Brown. Very tiny. I wouldn't even call it a studio. It was literally an apartment. You know, I thought it was a studio. In my mind, I was like, oh, I made it then. I remember when I had to shut the place down, I felt like a failure. That was the first time in my life I was like, damn, I failed. You know, and I remember when I closed it down, I prayed and I'm like, God, I don't know what, I don't know why, but I trust you and I trust your vision. You know, and I remember saying this, like these words to myself, and I'll try to find that video. I was like, you know what, we'll have an industrial space. We'll have the biggest studio. It will be the studio that, when people think of the name studio, Set Life pops up. Not only because of aesthetically it's pleasing, but just the culture, the hub, the feeling. A year and a half later, we get this place. I was like, God, I see you. If I show you like this place, how it looked before, all of the stuff that you see now, we're not even halfway there. It was insane. Insane. A lot of money has gone into this. You know, I go on social media and my colleague is buying a new whip, a new AMG. You know, I just got the new camera, the FX6 with that. And I look at it and I'm like, John, man, proud of you, bro. But one day it'll make sense. One day it'll make sense. One day this place will be legacy, man.
Black excellence, baby.
Black excellence.
You'll make them see.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, I get emotional. I walk in here every single day and I pray. That's the first thing I do. Like, especially because I try to be the first one here. I walk in and I'm like, man, I don't know how we're doing it. If I tell you some of the bills that comes in this place, bro, you'd be like, God damn. You know, I'm just, it's a lot. But, and I'll share a story with you actually. We viewed a lot of places, a lot of potential studio spaces. One we almost went with, and then it fell through at the end because I was like, this contract is a bit weird. This one fell off like by random, this space. I didn't even find this place. But when we walked in, it felt right. It had the structure where you're looking for, so we didn't have to build this. Because in the other space, we would have had to build this exact structure. And I think the cherry on top was when we got the keys, it had an orange bandy on it. And I was like, damn, God, I see you, bro. I was like, God, yeah, now you cooking, boy. You cooking. So that's us now. The next couple of phases, we're in the process of hiring more people. It's my first time, you know, besides my core team, which is myself, and Danny and David. We're hiring more people. It's a scary journey, but it's something I feel like is a necessary step. We've gotten ourselves to this point by just being 3-man, but I think it's now the next phase. Growth.
Right. Come on. Even though we Cnr Juta De Beer.
Yes, sir.
Really, really special. Favorite for the year.
Oh, man.
Appreciate this. Don't ask me what's my favorite episode. It's this one.
Appreciate you, my boy.
Thanks,
now, honestly, man, I've been willing to join this thing, man, for so long. I'm like, damn, when is he gonna invite me, bro? Like, I watch all the episodes. I'm like, sheesh, put me on, coach.
We wanted you for the first 20. We never got to follow back. So you know the DM is gonna fail. DM is gonna fail and you don't get the.
Oh man, but look, you got my number, bro. Don't listen to him, guys. You got my number, guys. You know what I'm saying?
Shut
I
up.
appreciate this, my boy. Thank you so much for my time.